Hi everybody, I'm just trying to log into my other system so I can see comments. Okay. Move this just a little bit. I see Connie and Joanne is here and Sue. And there's Ronnie. We'll wait one more minute for people to get logged in. I hope everybody's had a good day. Hi Patsy, welcome. Hi Sue. All right, we'll wait about 30 more seconds and see if anybody else can jump on. I'm so glad you guys joined me. All right, looks like we'll be a small class, but that's okay. All great people. I'm always happy to see everybody. Welcome, welcome. You all know me. My name is Corinne Sandin. I teach Stampin' and scrapbooking here in the Lewiston-Auburn area. I've been doing it for over 20 years. Tonight, just a couple of housekeeping things. I forgot to print off my new code, but I will make sure it's on my Facebook page tomorrow. We only have 3 slots left in our crop. That's a week from Saturday. So if you'd like to join us, it's going to be fun. We have a theme this time. It's about sunflowers. I see Diane has joined us. Reach out to me and I'll let you know how you can get a ticket. Okay, let's get started. So today I'm showcasing some alternatives to the current paper pumpkin, which is called Change is Beautiful. You can see I made 9 cards, 3 of each one. This is the inside of this card, which I do have samples. So these are the samples based on their suggestions. Cute little nighttime. And then a pretty couple of trifolds. So I'm going to show you how to use some of the products that are in the paper pumpkin. The one that's coming next month, which you have to order by May 10th, is going to be featuring our new ink colors. So you'll get a sample, either the card bases or something. You're not going to get 5 ink spots. I just want people to understand that. But you will get products, cards or something in relationship to the new ink colors. I love, love, love the new ink colors. So I usually punch all my stuff out and put it in a little bag. I have a lot of samples to show you, but first let me get to making some for you. So if you have any questions about paper pumpkin, you can reach out to me. You can either subscribe monthly, you can buy a 1 month prepaid, 3 months prepaid, 6 months prepaid, 1 year prepaid. You can pause anytime you want. You just have to do it by the 10th of the month. If you're not happy with it, you get it and you're not happy with it, you can either reach out to Stampin' Up and they will credit you, or you can reach out to me and I will swap it out for some Stampin' dollars. So, I think that's all my housekeeping stuff. That's enough, right? Hi, Nancy. Brenda. I'm so glad you guys are here. So, let's get to the first sample. Gotta get my stamp pad. I used the big one instead of the small one. You always get you get a little stamp pad like this, but I save mine. I prefer to use my big one. So this was a stamp pad that we got this month, stamp set I should say. And yes, when you use like pink or reds, it will stain this photopolymer. So the first sample I made, I always call it Simple Stampin'. I just used one of the beautiful stamps in the greeting. So I'm going to recreate that. I made a whole sheet like this because I used it on a couple of cards. So let me grab my little block here with the butterfly. Taking it off my stamping sheet. The only thing I did was kind of have the images going in the same direction. So it'll take me a few minutes to do this. So you can see I'm getting like 3 times. And you can do it every which way, just have the butterfly going up. And I like a lot of it, so, oops, I forgot to do the 2 generation. And it's like wallpaper. Don't do it so symmetrical. Go wild. Let your wild side show. Let's see if I can fix that. And go off your paper. Don't be afraid. It's going to come out beautiful, I promise. You could use multiple colors. If you've been a Paper Pumpkin customer, you probably have some other inks that you can use. So let me do a little bit of fill-in here. I want it pretty dense. So this is just a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. You can also breathe on it and bring back some life. One more time, I think. Let's get a dark one over here. There. So pretty quick and easy. No worries about being late. We're always glad when you can join us. So now I'm going to grab my cutter. I need a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to line this up on the 4. And then turn it sideways. Oh, I already did cut it at 5 1/4. I probably did it to save myself some time. So most people have a black stamp pad. So now I'm going to take my black stamp pad, use this cute little caterpillar. Place it right there. And then I just absolutely love this saying. I'm so proud of who you've become. It's definitely going to go on the next card to the grandchildren. I think kids need to hear that so much today. So let me see if I got my caterpillar going. Doesn't look like I got it going in the right direction. So I'm going to take that scrap and test this. Make sure I like how it looks before I put it on my card. These photopolymer, I always recommend that you test them first anyways, because sometimes there's a little bit of residue on them and they don't stamp too good. Actually, I think I'm going to do them separate. So I'm going to take my little guy and put him on top. Like that. I'll stamp him first. Hold it there for about 10 or 15 seconds. It's been a cold, wet day here in Maine, for those of you that aren't in Maine. Cold, cold, cold. I've got a t-shirt on, a chamois shirt on, and a fleece vest. Wool socks. If that tells you how cold I am. I think it's the rawness of the dampness. But after we survive tonight, we're supposed to have some nice weather. So, I have my card base all ready. Right here. Simple, simple, pretty, I think. You could add some blings, ribbon, or whatever. But I always cut up my cards and envelopes so that I can get more. I do have a bunch of other samples to show you at the end. But if you do not subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you don't know what you're missing. But you can recreate this with any stamp set. This is not isolated to just Paper Pumpkin. All right. So there's card number 1. So now we're going to move on to card number 2, which again is using that same piece, but this time I cut up an envelope, which I always do anyways. It makes great background paper. So, like I've showed you last month, but I'll remind you in case you weren't available. You just put it, if you have one of these newer cutters, right? So that it's only about 1/8 of an inch you're cutting off. And then you can do this side as well by putting that tight in the groove, lining the envelope up. And then you have this big piece of designer series paper. So I'm going to cut this right here because I only need 2 3/4 inches. I'm just going to make it 3, keep it simple. Oops, my cutter's out of track. I'm going to cut this rough piece off right here. It needs to be 4 inches. Oops. Looks like this side might be straighter. Okay, so, and then 2 3/4. 2 3/4. All right. So for the sake of time, I stamped the butterflies ahead of time. And then I wanted to show you a little trick. So if you have a ring Stella, you can color your butterflies. You can do it 2 ways. I'm looking for the stamp pad. Oh. So you can do it 2 ways. You can put your block on your pad, because I don't want to get Wrinkle Stella on my pad. You could put this down and just rub it, but I'm going to use my Wrinkle Stella brush and pick up some of this and color the butterfly. So it adds a little shimmer as well as a little bit of variation in color. I can't remember. I gotta color both of them. One of them I'm gonna have to cut to give it the detailed, which you may not be able to see too good on the camera, but I'll bring it up a little closer. All right, almost done. And it dries so quickly because of the alcohol in the Ring of Stella. And the way I would clean my Ring of Stella is just take that scrap paper again on a clean surface and clean it to, just like you do with your blender pen. It's the same idea. Okay, now I'm going to grab my snips and cut one out. Fussy cut. I know, some of you have a love-hate relationship with it, with fussy cutting. The secret is good scissors like these snips, and you drive the paper. Then get that out of the way. I get it all over the place. And I'll just take that block after class and run it under my sink water. Just plain old water, because this is dye base. Alright. So there's my sweet little butterfly. I'm going to use a glue dot. You can use the ones that come in the kit. And I'm going to just put that glue dot under the body. Then I had some leftover twine from another paper pumpkin. So that other piece of cardstock that we had right here, I'm going to cut that down to 4 again. That's the other half that I did. Put this beautiful paper. You can either put it down here or up here. Doesn't matter. I'm using my favorite adhesive. Now this is like paper, it's not cardstock, so I would recommend that you adhere it to something. And for this month, for everybody that places an order this month of $50 or more, we're going to a drawing for a paper pumpkin. One that I have here, or a kit. And I will let you pick which one you want. The drawing will be on June 1st. So I just wrap that around a couple of times. Now I'm going to make a bow. That doesn't include the people that are in the club, because that's not a $50 order. So I just want to make sure people understand that. All right, so there we go. We've got another base right here all ready to go. Oh, I'm so happy. Let me see some of these comments while I'm putting glue on. Yes, I love the colors too. It's the Melon Mambo that came in our kit. But when your Rinka Stella dries out, hang on to it because you can always use it as an aqua painter. Alright, so I cut up my cards in that black card. I already showed it to you. This one right here, I cut up one of them because I wanted to use it for different things. So I cut a little piece, which is like 1 1/4. 1 3/4, I'm sorry. This is about 1 3/8 or something like that. Center that right there. Get rid of these little scraps. And then I'm going to put that in the center up here. And then we're going to dress it up with some pretty blings. They're kind of like opala, little pebbles they make me think of. So there's number 2. Put some of this stuff away so I'm not always looking for it. Okay, well, it's not frozen here. So if it's frozen on your end, I suggest you log out or hit refresh. See if it helps, because I'm okay here. Is Patsy the only one that's frozen? Is anybody else having any issues? Sue's okay. Brenda's okay. I have one more card for you. I like to give you 3. So card number 3. Okay. All right, so it's isolated. Usually it means it's your internet service. With this crazy weather, nothing would surprise me. So card number 3 used up a lot of my scraps from cutting stuff. So here it is. I made little banners. I used one of the inside envelopes, which I'm going to do right here. Thank you. I also have 3, I think 3 more, maybe 4 more cards to show you that I made. Okay, my glue's giving me a hard time here. Sometimes it gets an air pocket because it's a brand new one. So there we go. See, it had air in it. All right, so placing that so I have a nice white frame all the way around. You can recreate the same card using your designer series paper. So then I had some leftover strips that I just made little flags with. I'm going to put this a little different because it's not going to show. Let's put this end down. I'm just setting this here temporarily so I can see how long I want my flag to be. And then this one can come in the middle. See, this one gets lost. So let's put it this way this time. That'll be fine. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to show you how I decide how to cut them. Once I know my orientation, I'm going to take a little piece of, oh, my masking tape isn't over here. All right, let me take a piece of heavy duty tape. That'll work. I have 2 desks that I work at, and it seems like everything's always on the other desk. All right, so I got those two hooked together. Come here one more time. And I'm going to cut that about right there. All right, so I got that heavy tape on there, so I can just peel that off. Put that down there. Take another piece of tape on the other one. Put it like that. And then put my banner on this way. And I made this the width of the card, so this is like 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4. Then I had a pre-stamp, oh right here. I just took some of that envelope paper, used my Scarlet Punch. Simple, simple. I'm going to be giving these probably to the Senior Plus. Meals on Wheels. We're always looking for card warriors. So if you like to make cards, but you say, oh, I have so many cards, I'd be happy to take them off your hands. The only criteria we have is that you sign it as a friend from Senior Plus, not your name. We like birthday cards and kind of all occasion cards. So there's that one. I meant to put some blings on it. Let me put it on the one I'm making. I thought one on each side would be cute. So then I'll show you my other samples. So I usually get double. So if the card kit makes 9 cards, I typically can get 18 cards out of it because I use the envelopes. So these I will just walk you through what I did. So this one here was one of the die cuts that we got. I just cut an envelope, used it as designer series paper. Again, made another little flag, popped the flower up, and then can you see I put Wink of Stella over it. This one here was the half a panel of this card right here, so it was this half. So I just put it on a piece of Just Jade, used a little caterpillar, just had some line, these were from, sequins from the paper share I think we had last month. And then I did the same thing with this card. Now this is where I put that other piece inside this card, and then I used a butterfly and I cut the other flag card. This one here, I just cut this piece right here, turned it into an all card. Again, put some sequins in a thinking of you. And then the final one is very similar to what they had. The only difference was I colored the Wink of Stellas. So you can see lots and lots of fun things you can do with paper pumpkin. These are their samples. So there, another week of cards. I hope I inspired you, and I would love to see what you do with your paper pumpkin or any paper, designer series paper. See if you can recreate some of these. That would be awesome, and then share them and tag me or however you want to do it. I appreciate so much of you taking your time to be with me. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye now. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.